welcome to the show. It is your trending stories. It's Marco, it's Danny, it's Monday. It is we're officially into spring now, if you can believe that.
We're really officially in spring.
I thought there was a first day of, well, yeah, I guess daylight
March
saving time.
20th.
Okay.
Yes, but it's daylight saving.
Right. Spring forward, fall back, which means we lost an hour of sleep, which is why I look like ass. It's just not, it's always fun because I like having the light at night. But boy, losing an hour of sleep's not great either.
You never realize how 1 hour of sleep can just throw off. I mean, for me, it's days it takes to get used to just that 1 hour.
Yeah. It's never good. No. It's tough. They say actually there'll be so be careful going to work today if you haven't already. But they said today's like the most accidents all around the earth will be happening today. Just 1 hour of sleep will jack humanity up so much. It's the worst day to be outside driving.
Crazy though. I mean, there are days we've gotten up an hour earlier to go about doing our thing, and it doesn't seem to have that big of an effect. And really, the clocks went forward Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and so you had a whole day Sunday to become adjusted, but yep, still messed up on Monday.
Oh yeah, boy, like it's never like it just was the worst thing that could ever happen. So we'll see. Just be careful if you're out and about. Today is also really the first day for tampering for NFL's free agency. A lot of signings and stuff happening. I know the Commanders re-signed Bobby Wagner, which was big. Zach Ertz. I just saw where the Commanders were thinking about maybe getting the guy from the Browns, but he has signed.
Okay. I'm a little upset with Ertz. I mean, I'm glad we got him back, but he killed my 4-leg parlay last season. I just needed him to do one thing, and he did none of it. So I'm a little upset with him, but I am glad he's back on the Commanders.
I needed it for one thing. Well, yeah,
one thing only.
Yeah, he had a good year. It's good to bring him back.
He did.
Not in your parlay per se, but
not my parlay for that one game. That's okay.
Yeah. So lots of signings, lots of people moving. This will be a frenzy until the draft comes up. So yeah. So we got a lot going on here. Daylight savings time. Obviously the draft coming up, the free agency and football. And a lot of fun going on in your household too, right?
Oh yeah, always a lot of fun. Last night saw Scotty McCreery, Spencer Crandall open for him at Maryland Theater in Hagerstown. Great show, actually. I didn't even realize Spencer Crandall was opening for Scotty. I didn't really even look much into it. I was able to get tickets through work, and I'm friends with Spencer on TikTok, so I, of course, had to tag him saying he did a great job. I was very surprised he was there, and I told my husband, I was like, I should have messaged him before. I probably would have been able to get backstage, but I wasn't that invested in it. But Scotty McCreery did a great job. Hard to believe it was 2011 when he was on American Idol as a 16-year-old. He's now 30 years old, married, now has a son.
Yeah.
And I tell you, hit after hit he played, and then stuff off his new album, I think, which just came out. So it was a great show.
Yeah, Scotty, great in concert, and a great person. I've had a chance to meet him a few times. And still, when he was 16 on American Idol, had that he did. I just was funny because one of his, I don't know if it was a memory or whatever, came up on one of my feeds, and it was his first one. He sang Josh Turner. Oh, come on, baby, turn the lights down low.
I know. I'll never forget that. That's when I used to watch American Idol. I haven't probably watched it since 2011, but yeah, I mean, I'll never forget when he came out and opened with that, and the faces of everybody were like, what the heck? This skinny 16-year-old from North Carolina just literally dropped his balls on the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, that voice. Unbelievable. But good for him. He's great in concert. He's a super nice guy, too, and I like to see him get all the success that he possibly can.
One of the things we really enjoyed about the concert is he used, as the video backdrop, a lot of personal photos from his wedding, his son's birth, of course, 5 more minutes with his grandfather, pictures of them. I mean, it was just really, really sweet, and he was a great storyteller throughout the whole show. And again, Spencer Crandall was talking about how he opened for Lauren Elena. Of course, now Scotty McCreery, he's on the American Idol opening act tour, and he's just waiting for Carrie Underwood. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty amazing the full circle coming on there.
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, I don't know if you've seen, but Casey Anthony making her way back much to the chagrin of a lot of people who are like, "What is going on?" I mean, even giving this person a platform, can we? What's the story with that?
Well, here's the thing. Came up on my FYP, and she just comes right in. Like, we don't know who she is, and is talking about how she's now an advocate for something. I don't even know what, because I was so dumbfounded that she's so casual about this whole, her history. I just have to say, similar to O.J. Simpson, I guess, just being so, I don't know, disconnected from what the American people feel, know, think. Everyone is up in arms about it, though she did gain 60,000 followers, but I'm wondering if that's more about people wanting to see the train wreck than anything else. But wow, I mean, read the room, my friend. Seriously, people are not over that yet. Somebody mentioned how sad it is that her daughter would now be 20 years old.
Wow.
How nuts is that? Never got a chance to see even her teenage years, and just freaking awful.
Yeah, I mean, it is, the funny thing, and it's not funny really, I guess, but like with OJ, with her, with these people that commit these crimes, they go on with their life, and after 10 or to them, everything now is back to normal, but everybody else is like, what is good? They don't even know, what's happening.
That's what I'm saying, though. I don't know if that's the narcissistic behavior or whatever that is, but it is very self-involved. And it is, you obviously have surrounded yourself with people who say, "Oh yeah, girl, go out and do it.
Do your thing."
People have forgotten. There's other things they're on. Well, no. American people have not forgotten. And, no, I mean, how even they talk about, even in prison, like child killers and all of that are like the lowest of the low people. No one likes those innocent children being hurt or killed or whatever injured. Yeah. And for her to just, again, it was very casual, her comeback. And she kind of says, for those that don't know, I'm Casey Anthony. And then that's kind of it. And you're thinking, oh, yeah.
Oh, we know.
Our memories are not that far.
We know. Yeah, it is. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. But what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, it just.
Everybody's got a platform to use, and there will be people who, jump on that train. And I just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it would be different if she paid her dues for real, but she didn't, and so she's acting like nothing ever happened, I think.
Yeah, well, it is going to be very awkward. I'd like to see exactly how it all goes down for sure. Because, I mean, a lot of it is the train wreck thing. But, like you said, everybody's got a platform. And, I guess if I mean, hey, who knows? I don't know. It's hard to, on one hand, you want to see people get rehabilitated and get back with their lives. That's
what I'm saying about, I don't know if she really paid her dues, like there's no remorse still. It's not like she came out and had this confession of guilt and remorse and asking people, to hear. I don't know. I just think the way she came off was insincere, and I don't know. It freaks me out that you can do that as a parent. I don't know.
It is weird, man, for sure. Well, we are right in the middle of March, and that brings March Madness right to the forefront. Here's a little something that you gave, so we'll play it here. what happened with this?
So here's the thing. My FYP is mostly filled with dogs, cats, comedy, some fashion. Every now and then a really sweet story comes across my FYP that's sports related. This happened to be one. And when it came across, I'm like, who's this guy? Spencer Hubbard. What?
Yeah.
So of course I had to dig a little deeper. Now my whole FYP is full.
Of course.
Well, and as a Maryland Terps fan, I don't like having Duke basketball on my FYP. However, this is a great story. Spencer Hubbard was a walk-on to Duke, and 5'8", and comes in and does does what the team wants him to do, and does really well.
Kind of like the modern day Rudy, I guess.
It is a kind of modern day Rudy. He actually, I saw a video not long after I was kind of digging around where he just got the scholarship. So he's now, came as a walk-on and is now rostered.
Look how short this
team.
Oh,
I know, but he's 5'8", dude. He towers over you and I.
I know, but I mean, jeez. I mean, look at this. Let me see if I can get look at this.
I know, look at that.
Goodness.
So funny. But anyway, you love those hard work. I saw where the coach was talking when he told him that he was a full member. I don't know how that works with walk-ons and all that, how they decide. But anyway, and the players, the rest of the players were just so excited for him and so happy. And you just love that spirit. Somebody like that is infectious, where they just work really, really hard to try to get there, and you love when that pays off. So,
well, it is. And what's funny is the players that get the scholarships, they're usually the biggest cheerleaders of people like that, because they've already gotten their dues. They've already gotten their scholarship, and they know, and they want to see somebody that has had to really work for something to make it. So they always love that sort of.
Well, and here's the story for all the kids out there, because you got kids who grow up who want to be in the NBA or NFL or whatever it is, and they got to get to college and all of that. That heart has so much to do with your success. The more heart you have, the more drive, the really it just shows you can do great things when you have a lot of heart and a lot of hard work. So
yeah. For sure. Speaking of heart and hard work, being a parent is tough. And then, of course, anytime you have to, before you actually have, a child, you always wonder, like, when you're on a plane and you're like, what's going on here? And you got this pretty cool story here.
So this video just came across my FYP. It says, I want to cry. Mom with her newborn in front of me on the plane gave me this. She's already so busy and took the time to make these bags for everyone. And the bag says, it's my first flight. I made a deal to be on my best behavior, but I can't make any guarantees. I might cry if I get scared or if my ears start to hurt. Here are some treats to make your flight enjoyable. Thank you for being patient with us. Have a great flight. So before you have kids and you're flying on planes, you think, when you hear a crying baby, you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? I'm on a 4-hour flight. The kid's been crying, blah, blah, blah. Once you have a child and you've traveled with children, and perfect example for me, I had kids. I lived in Australia. I flew with Brody when she was just 6 weeks old, which means Cooper was 2.
Right.
I had a 2-year-old and a 6-week-old. It was me and my sister-in-law flying overseas. And you panic as a parent every time they even squeak a noise.
Yeah.
And you really are conscientious about it, but there's nothing you can do. Like, you try everything. Well,
when you're younger, the kid starts off, you're like, oh my God, what are we doing? But then that's the thing, when you become a parent, you realize there's nothing you can do, and there's nothing you want more than your child to behave.
Yeah.
Then you really understand. But I mean, look at this pack here. I mean, this thing must have cost, and she gave one to everybody?
She gave one, I think, just to the people around her. So probably in this rows in front and the rows behind. I don't know how many people. I read some of the comments, and people like, look, you don't have to do that. We're all parents. And somebody wrote, hey, if somebody doesn't have noise canceling headphones by now, that's on them. Like,
Yeah.
you should they're easily accessible.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a very sweet thing to do. And here's what it did. And that's why this guy reacted this way. You remember that people are human, that's a person, right? Dealing with that. It could
Right.
be a mom that's traveling by herself with her child, or, even with a family, but typically the moms are responsible for the young ones. And it's just a person, right? It made it very human instead of this somebody up there. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
think, again, not that you have to do things like that, but it does just remind people that you're just human and your baby is as well. And I'll never forget one flight. We were stuck on the tarmac for literally 2 hours. And Cooper was 2. I don't know if Brody was this was probably one of those flights, because I think we had to fly through Philadelphia and we got stuck on the tarmac, and they wanted us to remain buckled, a 2-year-old, for 2 hours in a hot ass plane, sitting still, doing nothing. That was my biggest nightmare. It was the worst. It felt like 40 hours. It was the worst flight ever. And I'm stressed and anxious trying to keep him quiet and they wouldn't even let me unbuckle him in the seat next to me just to move around a little bit, where I'm like, we're freaking sitting here. Come on.
Yeah.
Crazy. Horrible. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. If you want to go places with your kids, that's, you got to travel with them. And everybody's got to just chill out. That's all.
Yeah. That should be that should be on a t-shirt. Everybody just chill out.
Use a little grace and humility. Even if you don't have kids, it is really stressful for the parents. I can tell you that. It's not that we don't care. It's just these kids have minds of their own, unfortunately. So
well, yeah. Once you have a child, you know that there's nothing you can do is going to stop all that.
Well, if you don't have a kid, but you have a cat, thinking of taking that cat on a trip and trying to restrain it for hours.
Yeah, I have a cat that's getting ready to go back to the pound if she doesn't keep off my couch, so I know what you mean there. All right, well, Dani, thank you very much. Make sure you hit share, like, comment. We appreciate you being here, getting your trending stories. What else are you working on today for Good Morning Frederick?
Well, today, of course, is Monday, so that means Possum Pets is on. We will have an adoptable pet for you. We're also talking with Aaron Lawson from United Way of Frederick County about the Unity campaign. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up, and you got to mark your calendar for our 1-year anniversary on April 1st. Do not miss it. It's going to be huge.
I hear it's going to be amazing.
It is.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Dani. Make sure you hit share, like, comment, send this to your friends and family, and make sure you check Dani out each and every day right here on Good Morning Frederick. Thanks for stopping by. Your trending stories right here. I'm Marco. That's Dani. Have yourself a great morning.
Trending steady.
It's trending on Twitter.
It's huge. It's trending all over the internet.